thank you so much for joining me today.
Sure.
I want to welcome, we are here with Janet Gajewski. Janet has been with us, for some time now, and we've enjoyed your company so much. You've made great progress with us, and this is something we love to do. I'd love just to have you just give a quick overview of your journey here at the Stay Young Center for Women, and really just what inspired you to start your transformation.
Okay, well, I had tried numerous things. I've probably tried everything from A to Z. And when I had seen this advertised on Facebook, actually it's the first place I saw it, and I came on. When I came in, first of all, I think working with the people that were so friendly and so open, I think that was nice. Nobody was judgmental. You never felt like, okay, you're a loser. Like, what do you mean you've tried 10 diets and you're not successful? So I think that was a real positive for me, that everybody was so upbeat and positive. I think what I liked also is that the plan to follow was very normal every day. I didn't have to give up anything. I didn't have to starve myself. I mean, I've been the 1,000-calorie diet where not that you starved, but it was a lot. So I think that really impressed me too, is the fact that I could really just moderately eat what I wanted to eat and watch what I was doing. And especially 5 times, I know I work with Renee a lot, and being able to eat 5 times a day and eat the little things. So that was very motivating too, that I didn't have to stop eating carbs, stop eating this. I could really eat what I wanted to eat, but just in moderation. The plans, I think, from this diet, there's so many choices and ways to maneuver it that you can still go out to dinner, you can have company, and still enjoy yourself without worrying about, oh my gosh. So that was another thing. I mean, I think the treatments too, that's always been, I'm going to be 67 years old and things are hanging and sagging a little more. And no matter what you exercised or how much weight I lost, I found that was all still there. Like, how do I get rid of some of that in the thigh and the stomach is the areas I've been working on. So I do find that the laser treatments have helped that also. I did opt to go the route too of taking the injection. Yeah. So I could talk about that,
Absolutely.
Right? So I chose that option, and we've been building. I talk to the nurse regularly. We started out low just to make sure that things would be okay. We upped it. I just started on 10. Perfect. We just went to the top, especially around the holidays. I did my first shot on Monday. So that I find to be extremely beneficial, because I'm a stress eater, and whether it's good stress or bad stress, emotional eater, that really has cut down my appetite. In fact, to the point where Renee yells at me sometimes that you're not eating enough. Like, okay, like, Janet, what are you eating? And I'll be like, well, I'm not hungry. Like, I eat breakfast, but then I'm not hungry. So that's something I gotta continue to work on. But I did find that I didn't have those food cravings anymore, or I would begin to eat and be full, where I was always the old traditional Polish girl, clean your plate, and maybe even clean this one's plate if they didn't like it. I found that I'm eating and I'm like, I'm really full. Like, I could, not only mentally, but stomach-wise, I'm like, I don't need this anymore. Box it up or put it away. So those have been the real pluses. I myself have not lost tons of weight. I've probably lost 15 pounds since I started, which is good.
That's badass, man. I mean,
which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a struggle, and the holidays are a struggle. I got on the scale this morning, and I'm like, oh, that damn ham. That ham that makes you swell. And
you're living your life, and that's the biggest thing that I love that you said is, like, we call that taste-centered clean eating, where you said, like, the system is made so that I can actually find a way to use the stuff that I want to eat. That's the point. Like, that's the great thing, because we've both been on. I did like 36 different diets. I documented.
I was reading your books.
And and I'll tell you, they don't work because they are, like you said, it's a lot, in terms of like how much longer you're like, oh my God, you're suffering.
Right.
You're suffering. Right. And that just didn't work for me, It didn't work for so many others, and that's why we go this route. And that makes me super pumped to hear you say.
Yeah, that was really a plus. And what I'm finding, even with the weight loss, which is still good, I'd like to lose more, but I am finding inches wise, and if the treatment helps and the food helps, like I had that pair of jeans, the jean size was up and then I went down and down. And now I put on my what I call my skinny jeans. And I don't know if I'd wear them out just yet, but I got them on. Like that was like, they got them on, I got them zipped, I walked around, I'm like, you know what? This is good.
You're getting there, baby.
I'm getting there. Yeah, a little more, and hopefully after the holidays, buckle down. But that's what I think when it's bad. It's not a quick fix.
Yeah.
But like you said, I can do. I mean, if my kids come in town and say, "Let's have a pizza," I'll have a pizza. Yeah. I'll have some pizza. Yeah. It's not like I'll be.
It's not going to destroy it.
Right.
That's the thing.
I'm going to have the carrot sticks while you guys have the chicken wings. And again, I think I want to stress to you, Travis, the people who work here are amazing. They are just the kindest, nicest, friendliest people that I've ever worked with in any kind of a diet situation that I've gone in. And I think that's fun because it's almost like we're friends. We chat, we talk, we laugh. They give support. When I talk to Renee sometimes and I'm like, oh, Renee, she's like, oh, look, the body scans. I love the body scans because it really does show things that sometimes you don't see as a person. Like I'll look and go, oh, I still got this little, but she'll go, look at your body scan. Like from here to here, look at this. Like, look how much it went down. So I love the body scan too. I think that all of that keeps me motivated that something is happening.
And that's really why we brought that technology in too, because we're so critical of ourselves and we're the last person who's going to see any change in ourselves too. So it's a really great objective way, to actually see something. Like you can't deny the scan at the end of the day. It's like you can't mess that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's just so much more accurate, because we used to get measured. Like I said, I've not only been here, I was at the place when it was at the other site. Like I'd been here for a long time, and when you got measured, it would depend on who measured you and was it exactly the same. And you always wondered something. Did they pull the tape a little tighter to make you? This is like, it's there.
Yeah.
It's computerized. It's there. You can superimpose it. So I find that a motivator because I can sit down once a month with Renee, take a look and say, oh yeah, you did lose even if it's a half inch or quarter inch, you lost another half in your thigh. You've lost 4 inches in your thigh. It's like, wow, okay. Yeah. So that, I think, all in all, I think the program is amazing. I've been a part of it for a long time, and anything that, like people might say, well, you've been there so long, well, anything that's not working is my fault, not the program's fault. I can honestly say that. It's like when I've decided like, I'm just eating whatever and I'm not really exercising and I'm doing this or that, then I'm like, it's nobody's fault but your own. I chose not to follow the program. But if I was constantly following the program, I would continuously see results. Sometimes you just fall off the wagon.
Yeah, and so is life. And like you said, this isn't supposed to be... Now, someone can come in and get quick results. They can. However, the principles are there for longevity. Right. And I think that's the biggest thing that I love so far that I'm taking away from what you're saying is that you see you could do this for long term and not feel like I'm suffering.
Right.
You say that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. That's
yeah. True. Yeah, and just to stay with it, and even when I was talking to Renee the last scan, I said, I still feel like I still got this. She said, well, when you get a little lower, when your goal weight or when you get, then we'll talk about the other things we have to help tighten some of that up, which I've not had yet. So
absolutely, yeah,
there's another step. Then.
Yeah, the IFM is a great thing. So backing up to the beginning, when you first came in here, how were you feeling physically and emotionally before coming in and starting your transformation? Where were you at?
I was much more tired. I think I was down on myself because I had lost weight. I gained it all back, so I felt like, oh, here we go again. I didn't have the amount of energy that I wanted to have. It's also, for me, I'm a clothes hog, to go into a closet and be able to put on anything you might have. But then when you're like, no, I can't wear that. So emotionally, that was draining for me. Like, I can't wear all of these things. So I was pretty down on myself. Like, here I go again. Like, oh, now what are we gonna try? So that's kind of where I came in. Like, all right, let's see what happens. Because here I am again, at point A, and let's try something different to see if it can be good for me, but not, like I said in the beginning, not starving myself, not having to restrict myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
has. And what made you decide to, I guess, join here or seek help here in the first place?
I think, well, part of it was originally when I started with you guys, it was more about the treatment. There wasn't a diet plan linked to it when I very, very first started with you guys. So I just thought, okay, we can tighten up some of this stuff. That's really what I'd seen it on Facebook. They said you can come in for a free consultation and a free try to even see what one treatment will do for you. So to me, one, I'd never tried anything like that before. And two, again, just stepping into the place the very first time, people were very friendly and warm and saying, hey, we can help you move along. So that's kind of what brought me to this, mostly because, okay, I've tried everything and never tried this. Yeah. So let's try this one.
Let's put it on the list.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you just share some, I guess, memorable highlights, some moments, from your time here so far in terms of like hitting landmark numbers or, being able to see your progress, like, oh my God, I can see it, or body scans, or, like you said, like I just fit into those skinny jeans, I got them on. Yep. So anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the thing. Like the very first time the body scan was done and I looked at it, I was like, ooh. But then the next month when the body scan was done, even in a month, I was like, wow, like you see the line going down. So that was very exciting. And then the following month, again, to see the progress of it going down. So that part I loved. Like I said, using the medication was to actually not feel hungry or be craving food, to me, was a real motivator. And not to have any side effects. I think that was really good, because I know when I first talked to you about it, I was like, oh, what do I got to watch for? And you were like, well, people have been very successful. And so that was nice too, that I knew I could be using this medication, but I wasn't feeling any side effects, no headaches, stomach aches. I felt good. So yeah, I think that those are kind of the big things. Just being able to see the progress in the body scan, the clothes fitting better every time, taking the fat clothes and being able to move them off the rack completely, like they're down in a box. And actually knowing that I can make really good choices and still have things that I want to have, but yet still get on that scale or still have a body scan and see progress. So it's that continuous, slow and steady progress, I think, that has really helped me. And I mean, I used to laugh at people who would like eat a little bit and go, oh, I'm full. And I'd be like, full? What is that? Like I said, I'd not only finish mine, but I'd be like, oh, you don't want that? I'll take that. To now actually be eating and be like, you know what? I'm done. And still have food on the plate and be able to push it away. So those have all been things I think that have just kept me going all along and being very much. And when I see people, I run into people, they're like, oh my God, you look great. Or what are you doing, Janet? You look fabulous. Like, everybody loves a compliment. Geez, you look really good. Like, I haven't seen you in a while, and boy, you look great. That's a real boost too. And then I share with them what I'm doing.
That's awesome.
So those are the good things.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you've put in so many different strategies, into your life, and you've made them work for yourself. So what do you think some key changes or strategies that you've implemented along the way are big keys to you? What are some big things that you're like, wow, this has made
I think, first of all, not feeling like a failure. I think you have to first, I've been on this roller coaster my whole life, but knowing that each and every time is a new adventure, and just kind of forgetting about what didn't work or when you regained weight. So kind of looking forward instead of backwards. I think that's been a key piece for me. Again, being able to live my life and still be able to have things that I want, or treats that I have, or eat throughout the day, even if it's those have been a big boost for me. And I just think being able to feel good about myself again, like being able to look in a mirror and be like, you know what, I see a difference, I feel a difference. As far as, I'm not tired anymore, I have more energy. Like, those are the things that I always look forward to and say, like, you know what, I really, from when I started, even just started with the medication, when I started that till now, the difference of how I feel. So those are my big motivators, I think, that keep me going.
That's huge. And just the consciousness of that, I think, is big, as well. Because, I mean, it's almost like, doesn't matter at the end of the day what we look like, it's really what we feel like. Because if we feel like garbage, we're going to basically not do much. If our energy
right.
is drained, we're disabled in that sense, you know. So it all starts there. Once we feel well, then everything kind of just branches from there, quite frankly.
You can do more, and it just, people see it too. People see the difference. People see how you feel. They notice the energy. They're like, "Oh, do you ever slow down, or what do you do, or what do you mean you're retired and you're working?" I'm like, no, this is great.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.